Hi everyone, my name is Leonie Evans and I'm a psychology student at the University of New England, Armidale. Today I'm going to share with you the behaviour modification principles and procedures I used to eliminate my daughter's bedtime tantrum behaviour. The first step I did was to define what constituted tantrum behaviour. So I put hitting, kicking, screaming, throwing things, just verbs basically, so my husband would understand exactly the sort of behaviour I was looking to target. The next thing I did was monitor how frequent her tantrum behaviour was. So if you find that your child is throwing tantrums often, you might want to measure frequency too and monitor that, record that. Otherwise, you might want to look at the intensity or the duration of their tantrums if frequency isn't the biggest issue. The next step is to identify the antecedents. Now, the antecedents are the circumstances that exist before the tantrum behaviour, and it is about who is there, where you are, who does what, who says what do you say and what do you do. Then they have the tantrum, and then you have the consequences. So you also want to do the same thing as the consequences and examine that in the same way, but where consequences will tell you what the reinforcers are, antecedents can offer a predictive quality once you've been monitoring their behaviour for a while. But we'll go back to consequences. So with the consequences, you identify everything as you did for antecedents, and these will be your reinforcers. So who said what? Who was there? What happened that got your child to calm down from their tantrum? Okay. And then we're going to look at whether extinction, which is the procedure I used, we're going to look at whether extinction is going to be the right procedure for you to use. And for this, we need to know whether you've got control over those reinforcers. So it depends on what those consequences, if you have control over the consequences, which are the reinforcers, then it's something you can look at applying. If you can tolerate an increase in their tantrum behaviour, that's good too. If you can't tolerate an increase in their tantrum behaviour, like if you're going to get embarrassed or something, which if you're out, it's easy to do. But if you're going to get embarrassed and not continue with it until they have calmed down, then just don't do it at all. Otherwise, it's another behaviour modification technique called shaping, and that's just where you're changing their behaviour. Usually it's on purpose. If you're doing it properly, it's when you're doing it on purpose to teach children something. But in this case, if you apply extinction incorrectly and you don't follow through with it, then you're actually going to teach them how to make their tantrums worse. So the third thing you need to do to make sure that extinction is the right technique for you to use is to check whether the environment is safe. So if they've got little baby brothers or sisters, then a tantrum around them wouldn't be safe for the baby, so you'd need to take the baby away to make it a safe environment. Or if you're in a car park, it wouldn't be very safe then to apply this technique. But if your home is child-proofed, as it normally is for parents, then at home it should be a fairly safe place to apply extinction. So to apply extinction, what you would do is when they have their next tantrum, you withhold those consequences that you identified earlier, and they will have their tantrum. It will be much worse and probably go for much longer than it would ordinarily because they're trying harder to get their normal response. Then they will give up and that tantrum will die down and they'll become calm. But that could take a while, but you need to be prepared to just go for that ride. Once they have calmed down, if they start doing the behaviour you want, then you can praise them for that or give them positive reinforcement. So attention, if that's what they have been vying for the whole time. If they need to engage in a task that you've asked them to do, but they're not yet doing that, but they're calm, then you could provide a modelling response. And I did this with my daughter. I went and lied down in her bed and showing her what I wanted her to do. So I went and lied down in her bed, and when she eventually came to the doorway and stopped there, I just patted the bed next to me, but I didn't provide her with eye contact and I didn't talk to her. I just simply gestured for her to get onto the bed, and she did do that. And that's when I praised her, and that's called differential reinforcement of alternate behaviour. And so that's when I gave her the praise and cuddles, and this is where you really lay it on thick and you tell them exactly what you're happy about. So I was like, oh, Georgie, Mummy's really proud of you getting into bed like that. What a good girl. And gave her huge hugs, and she loved it. We don't have any tantrums anymore. Life has been magic. I have reclaimed the night. So all I can say from here on is good luck and thank you for watching.